Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just want to cover a quick topic, go live, just to explain some soil things, especially about biochar and understanding it. Because I've met tons of people who have used it, and they're just like, it sucks, it's not this, it's not that. And it's like they didn't make it, they didn't understand it, they didn't create it, they didn't really have a full understanding of how it's useful and what you could do with it. Because to me, it's all about pH. Soil is all about pH. And if you're not balancing them, you're not going to be able to utilize specific microbes. You're not able to get nutrients out of the soil. You're not going to be able to chelate. You're not going to be able to, it just doesn't work. If you have too high in either direction, you're going to have a desert or you're going to have a forest. And sometimes things can get way too acidic. So when it comes to biochar, we need to understand that biochar is highly alkaline for the most part. I've seen closed systems that can produce really low pH biochars, but they're generally burned like around 400 degrees. But most char I see, it's just like around 8, 9, 10, 11. I've seen 12, even 13 cogen plants, 13 pH chars. And they're just giving to these farmers, they're like, oh, just put 10%, 10%. It's like they don't even have a comprehension. Okay, that 10%, it's going to cause an alkaline reaction, right? So it's going to throw off my pH. And then these farmers are getting these things, and they're not crop advisors, and they're talking to crop advisors, and their crop advisors are like, yeah, we don't recommend it. We just don't recommend it because it's just there's too many variables surrounding this material. So then they just don't do it, and they don't want to have a comprehension. Sure, there's going to be studies and more information coming out about the pHs and biochars and how we can handle this, right? Because when you have more acidic, you have reducing, then you have oxidizing. We got to get right in the middle here. You'll see here, this is Matthew Power's book. It's very good information. I highly recommend you go to his channel. And he talks a lot about these things. But you'll see the forest, right? We have our pHs. pH of 10, desert, ammonium, pH of acidic, usually old growth forest, right? Forests and beaches. We're always out here in the middle. We want to have a nice, where we're growing our fruits and veggies, grasses, vegetables, row crops, vines, bushes, and trees, right? We're more into the food that we consume. We do generally really love a balanced pH around 6.5 to 7.5. Those are generally pretty acceptable for the metals and the nutrients to be released through the acidic or the alkaline response. And they always find out that most plants prefer a slightly acidic environment. I know I do. I know I like slightly acidic. If people drink alkaline water, I'm not, unless you have some acidity issues. I always drink acidic water, and I seem to have an issue with that. So when it comes to carbon, biochar, the acidities and the pHs, it comes alkaline. Biochar comes alkaline, so you have to adjust it. And others who use biochar, they don't have time to enrich this stuff. They don't have time to fuck around. Excuse my French. They have time to mess around with adjusting this. They're farmers, right? So stuff's got to come pre-dialed. If you're going to make this carbon material, you're going to say to a farmer, hey, buy my 3,000 tons of carbon that we've produced, and you just give them it. They're not, and they go to bury it and use it, and they don't see the benefits. You just destroyed the mission, the imagination. You just destroyed that because you didn't know what you were doing with this carbon material. So when people say biochar will fix the world, biochar will do this, I'm like, not until you know what you're doing. Just like anything in life, right? If we go for something and we don't truly understand it, we'll miss out on the benefits of something, or we'll come to false conclusions or false judgments just because because knowledge is limited, right? But the imagination isn't. So you have to imagine like all the things about what carbon in the soil, because we're thinking about soil, regenerative soil practices. This is what this is about. We're not talking about biochar and asphalt. We're not talking about biochar in your filters. However, biochar is a natural filter in the ground once you add it. So all I'm trying to say is if you're going to work with biochar, it's so important to understand pH. And it's important to understand your soil. And it's important to understand what you're growing, when you're growing, and how you're amending. Because soil amending is natural process. We create these soils. There's 10,000-year-old agricultural soils all over the world. So, and everyone is really enjoying the Terra Preta and the Terra, was it Mulatto? There's all these different terras of types of soils, of ancient soils that they're showing that, yes, 10,000 years ago, even now today, this is still fertile. So we're in our, with this carbon stuff, with biochar, because charcoal is nothing new. I mean, we've been making charcoal since the dawn of time. It's nothing new, right? We're just coming back into one, right? With our earth, with ourselves, with our souls. And soil is one of the great ways that I've come to terms with that I know I can help assist this healing process of combining dualities, right, into one wholeness. And biochar to me is that ultimate foundation where we can do that. What's going on? Hello, everybody. I didn't say hello to my viewers. How are you all doing? Thank you for joining. Topic of today is I'm talking a little bit about biochar. I will answer questions if you have any. I'm an organic farmer, fire practitioner, bug rearer. I play with poop, carbon, and fire. So that's what I do. I play with the elements because I'm trying to do some alchemy here. I want to believe that, I believe in the human species. I think that we can make heaven on earth. Hey, happy birthday to you, Elsa. Elsa, happy birthday. That means you're a Leo. Nice to meet you. So that's another thing about this channel is we recognize the external and internal forces that govern us all, right? People know what's that biodynamic guy? Rudolf Hurst, or no, who was the guy? Rudolf Steiner. People like that. You got the Waldorf schools all over the place. I never really was initiated into those circles, and I just observe the ground, the soil, and what I've seen with utilizing biochar in the ground. I've seen a lot of beneficial outcomes, bigger plants, bigger roots, easier growth, more water retention holding. But then I saw a lot of the things that cause problems, which is the alkalinity and people not treating the material properly. And then giving it a bad name. And that's the thing, like people can experience things and they share their experiences. Their experiences aren't the same as my experiences. Some people don't go in depth into the knowledge base to make the mistakes they need to make. That's what I said, because I'm making a lot of mistakes, and then the mistakes jotted down, and then we change that. We change our course. Bam! Two opposites become the pillar. So that's what soil is. To me, I see soil are opposites. You're dealing with anaerobic and anaerobic most of the time. That's all we got. Anaerobic bacteria and aerobics. Day's going well. Thank you. I'm just trying to stay on topic here a little bit more because when I'm educating, this is important. This is for the K Organics Living Soil channel. Living soil. I mean, soil's alive everywhere, even if it's dying. There's still life there. It's just clinging on, and it's our job to feed that biology, right? As stewards, if this is your thing, because some people this might not be your thing. Soil might not matter to you. It might not. You might not even be aware of it and how important it is to our existence and being healthy and having good energy. I guess it's getting popular finally, which is great. We should all respect the soil and the ground. even though it's material, I understand it. We're not really focusing too much on materiality, yet we understand there will be generations that will be walking on the soil after we've had our time on it. So that's what gets me amped up, is building foundations for the future where they can go and feed themselves, or we plant trees and, you know, generations after generations, those trees and seeds from those trees and from the plants we grow can supply the next generation food, sustenance, health. And working with animals and getting animals back integrated into our management plans on a large scale where we reduce the amount of diesel fueled and heavy equipment, and we're going more steampunk, right? Going more creative with how we can utilize animals, biology, natural power, right? Because you can power a whole city with farts if you wanted to. Just got to get creative about it, and we're gonna get there, and I believe we will. So this is part of it, and biochar is a big foundational point for this work. So if you know about biochar, you want to learn more about it, just watch some videos. I have some videos on my channel. However, I do have a nonprofit. It's biocharcoalition.org, and we go hard. We've done about 84 educational events. So if you're interested in joining that, go check out biocharcoalition.org or check out kofrast.com. That's my main website, but I haven't really put much work in there because I've been going hard on my nonprofit. But biochar, learn about it, learn how to properly use it. Don't use too much of it. If you don't know what you're doing, you can go up to 50%. Not a problem. I've done it. As long as it's heavily enriched and mixed with a compost, you can plant right into that stuff. So you don't have to go buy soil. We ought to be making our own soil and increase soil, because that soil that you might have purchased out of a bag should have been left where it was, yet we're extracting, or they're making a compost. Who knows? I'm not a soil mixer. I like to make soil where I am. I'm a soil maker. So, and we do this, we traverse. We we go around and we show others and help others and make more soil, make more life, make more space for life. That's all we do. So I hope you all give care, be careful. And if you have any questions, like I said, you can direct those for biochar to the biocharcoalition.org. Or if you have fertility questions about soil health and how to really make your own biology, how to make your own soil, super easy. It's really easy. I mean, I think a lot of people who may watch my videos may know how easy it is. And I thank you for being in tune to that. Really appreciate that. But if you don't know and you're just getting started, or maybe this is intriguing to you, we're going to be making more videos, and they're going to be a little bit more organized to show, maybe on a computer. I just go live to get my face out there for the universe. So if you're interested, stay tuned, subscribe, and we'll get you more soil information. Or just send me a message and say, hey, I'd really like to see a video on this. Or just leave a comment in this video. Say, hey, you know what, Ken, I'd really like to see this. Or I don't know what this is. I know we have Google and AI and all this stuff where we can get everything we know at a given moment. But most of the time, pioneering information that's cutting edge ain't on the internet. And that's where it comes with the groups and us working together and coming to discovery and learning. So I hope you all get care, be careful, love y'all, keep growing. We're going to keep making char, and we'll see you on the next video, and make some suggestions. Make a suggestion, I'll hopefully make the video for you, and we'll go that way. So, but I do kind of have a curriculum already, and I'll share that in the next coming few weeks. But for now, take care, be careful.